This is our Day Trade University webinar recap for our MIT and our AT webinars. This is for the week of February 3rd through the 7th of 2025. And so for this week, for both of those webinars, overall we're up 1.2% growth for the week with an 80% win percentage. This was with risking 1% on each trade. So we ended up overall with a pretty much a perfect 2-to-1 ratio between our average win and our average loss, which is exactly what we were looking for. It was an average of 2-to-1, and we wanted to win over 71% of our trades, and we ended up at 80. It was a split between Euro US trades and the NASDAQ this week. Overall, the Euro US was positive with 4 wins. The NASDAQ, we only had 1 trade and it was 1 loss. But overall, it was a really good week, and you can see with the way that we managed our money management, our losses, which only ends up being the 1 loss, was just around $1,000, almost $1,200. And our wins were anywhere between $300 to about $1,000 because we did do a 3-to-1, 2 2-to-1s, and a 1-to-1 as far as the wins go. So overall, pretty good week. And I do want to kind of highlight one of the trades that we did on the afternoon trade. And that was one of them, the one we did as a 1-to-1 here with the Euro US. And so this was back on Tuesday afternoon when we took this trade. And the way that this one was setting up, we could see with our 1-day chart over here that we had some pretty good momentum starting to climb throughout really the last couple days. And I kind of expected that to continue. But then you could see like the way that our pressure is moving up here on the 8-hour, the majors moving up, the thin orange is moving up. We had a lot of support even across some bigger time frames, but even shrinking down to like our 4-hour and our 2-hour charts, we still had increased momentum starting to build more and more for a buy. And we could see that especially with the separation between our major and our minor, where our minor indicator is dropping and our major stayed up here above our overbought. And that was happening on both the 2 and the 4-hour. And when that happens and the pressure is pointing up, it's going to go back up. So there is going to be a little bit of downward movement. We saw that here with the major on both the 2-hour and the 4-hour. And so we set this up to where we were going to enter our trade down here at our green pressure line. We put our stop loss down here at 200, which was where our pressure lines last crossed. And oftentimes we'll put our stop losses outside of that because it ends up becoming a point of support. And so if we go outside of it, the support should protect our stop loss, giving us an increased likelihood of a win. So with the way that the indicators looked here as well, we could see that we had a higher likelihood of being able to break above the high. So we did a stop loss of 200 and a take profit of 200. It took a little while to build the momentum, but the separation stayed between the major and the minor, and eventually the major and minor come together, and then they climb, right? You can see them climbing together, and that's when we ended up crossing through our take profit right here. So overall, a really good entry, one that gave us a 1-to-1, which really helps our average win and our average loss get it to the 2-to-1 ratio that we were looking for. So overall, once again, a really good week that ended up with 1.2% growth by risking 1% per trade. So yeah, another good week. We'll look to see if we can do that again.